Sudden passion is the legal term for a profoundly human experience, feeling so entrenched in the heat of the moment that you can't think clearly. Well, that could have been what happened to Frances Hall. She was a Texas wife, mother, and grandmother, unhinged by her husband's infidelity. In a preview of tomorrow's 48 Hours, Peter Van Sant reports how Hall might have been driven to extremes.
I think that a lot of women see successful men, attractive men. They think, I want a piece of that. It doesn't matter if they're married or not.
Texas defense lawyer Lee Cutter knows a thing or two about jealous women, having just finished defending Frances Hall, a wife charged with murdering her unfaithful husband, trucking executive and millionaire Bill Hall Jr.
Bill Hall loved Frances and his children. But Bill's fatal flaw is that he also liked the attention of younger women.
In 32 years of marriage to Frances, Bill cheated plenty, as he confided to his cousin Hank Hall. What's more, Frances knew about Bill's affairs, but always forgave him.
Bill loved Frances so much that it was unbelievable. But when you cheated in the past and she stuck with you, right? It kind of makes it seem like it's okay, right?
And Frances might have forgiven Bill yet again, but this time Bill's mistress, Bonnie Contreras, wasn't letting go. During their 3-year affair, Bill had paid her rent and even bought her 2 cars, a BMW and a Mercedes.
Bonnie Contreras would take compromising photos, kind of just gather all these nuggets that if things ever went south, she had all the proof she needed to kind of force you to do what she wanted.
My mother was on the verge of a nervous breakdown because Bonnie was taunting her constantly.
She's texting and calling Frances. Bonnie would call her every explicit name in the book.
It was a toxic love triangle destined to explode, and it did. Frances Hall was stopped at a light on this road outside of San Antonio when she saw her husband Bill atop his Harley Davidson, followed closely by Bonnie driving the Hall family car.
I get a phone call from my mom, and she said, I just saw your dad, and I just saw Bonnie. I'm turning around. I'm going to confront her.
Frances was revved up and driving her own Cadillac Escalade. She hit the gas and began pursuing Bonnie's car.
So her husband and mistress, they're driving toward us on this highway?
Exactly. They're coming this way. They're still going 85, 90 miles an hour.
Frances was out for blood.
Prosecutor Stephanie Pollison.
Frances Hall took a 2-ton death tank to what should have been a fist fight.
I don't think anyone imagined that by the end of that day, there would be a dead body and someone in handcuffs.
Peter Van Sant is with us now. Peter, so what questions do we have now?
Well, this is a case that still what is unresolved is exactly what happened on that highway. The 2 women tell different stories. It's clear, though, that the wife, Frances, when she took her SUV or Escalade, it weighs 6,000 pounds and took it up to 90 miles an hour, she initiated this confrontation that turned into death. But she claims her husband went off the road when he tried to veer his motorcycle. But the mistress, who was also at the heart of this, claims that she ran right over her husband and knocked him off the road.
What sort of extenuating circumstance, then, is passion in the state of Texas?
Well, there's a long history in Texas. Back in the day, if you caught your spouse with a significant other, you could kill him, and it would be a justifiable homicide.
This was up to the 1960s, yeah.
Into the 1960s. And so sudden passion is basically the notion of you just lose it. You do something that was not premeditated, and you can get 2 to 20 years for a crime like that. And in this case, that's what happened here.
Peter, thank you so much. And you can watch the full report, Driven to Extremes, in a new episode of 48 Hours. That's tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central. It is part of a 48 Hours double feature starting at 9, 8 Central here on CBS.